I'm live. This is unplanned. I've been messaging Scott yesterday, and I think he had been planning to do this time slot, but I don't see him. If he comes on, let me know. I will jump off and give him the right of way because he's driving. So many good puns. He's got so many good puns out of that. So, oh yeah, let me copy here. Yeah, morning. All right. Good job. Yeah, video. Thanks. I guess I could kind of bring it to the front. Let's see that. Definitely don't want to listen to that again. So I could highlight that, and then so I was all post ad hoc post haste hawko. That's not a thing. So I made a video last night. I can talk about it a little bit. I don't think that's what I really want to talk about, but yeah, I guess so. We'll do that. We will do that. And I got share screen. I'm going to share my screen. You're gonna. There. What are you guys doing today? What are we doing today? Like is my family? I don't know. Why did I think I got chores to do around the house, putting together some IKEA type furniture. I was listening to Michael Sartori's book finally. I was getting to listening to it, and but he's like a wood craftsman guy, like a professional, working with his hands, wood craftsman, getting in there and doing his wood thing. And I'm putting together this like IKEA like furniture. And I felt so guilty. I felt like, oh man, he's doing all this. He's telling me how to be ready and be working with my hands and be ready for that. And I'm putting together IKEA furniture. It's not IKEA, but it's like IKEA. So yeah, that means on the live stream, I have no idea. I'm just going with it. So if you want to jump in and party, you can. But if not, I'll just keep going. We'll highlight some stuff. Morning. So I made this little video here. Right in there. Yeah. There you go. Morning.
Morning, dude. That was awesome.
Thanks. What's so I got it up on screen. I made a lot of mistakes, so I went back and I was listening to it. I did a little more research after. I just kind of wanted to just process going through it, just to let people see kind of what that process looked like and what I was reading. It was fun. It was just like, like I said, I try to do stuff that I'm gonna do anyways, and I'm just hoping people come alongside and like, oh hey, this is fun. This is cool.
I wish I wasn't asleep for it. God, man. I would have picked your brainiac brain.
Well, yeah, pick it now. We got time.
I just think it's fascinating. Obviously, it's funny how we all like to say words matter. Like language matters, and this is a great example why it matters. Like it's like you're trying to explain to people how things are mapping, but there's so much information that this just kind of, like you said, flattens it out, and I really appreciated the way that you kind of explain things. Now, I've taken, entry level engineering classes, and as I was going, I ended up getting to a place where I wasn't able to do it anymore. Um, and so like a lot of the terms totally understood exactly what you were saying, but the way you broke it down was very helpful because I never got to this level of experience, and especially using computers, I guess,
Mhm.
you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, so that was really cool, just seeing you break down each scale, and you left really no stone unturned that I could see.
There's still a lot there. There's a lot that is in that little graph, that little map. So yeah. And like I said, I messed up a couple of times on that explanation. I'd love Parker to come on and
Yeah.
have him do a little breakdown of it too. That would be super cool.
You know, what would be cool is if you could get him and PBK on at the same time,
Hmm.
because you would have you would be able to ask the right questions. Because I was thinking, oh, it'd be great to have the two of them on, mainly because I think that PBK would have a unique angle and be able to articulate um, maybe why certain clusters, why it's meaningful to see that and why it's not that big of a deal, but yet, the correlation of it. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So Parker could explain more of the nuts and bolts, and PBK could explain the spirit behind those.
Yeah. And I mean, Parker probably could too. I just think that maybe, not everybody that's gifted like this is also as gifted as the articulation stuff. And
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So they could kind of have, and then you, with your inquisitiveness, knowing, being able to track it, being able to,
Mhm.
maybe ask, the question that I would be thinking, or didn't know I needed it, that same thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I'm not very good on my feet. It takes time for those questions to kind of bubble up, you know.
I think when we're talking about this sort of stuff, I think that you're firing on all cylinders, buddy.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So yeah, some things I messed up on. I think I put it down in the comments. He was describing the K means. So initially, I said the everything was squished down into the graph form, and then they did the K means. But I'm pretty confident they do the K means first, and then they do it because Chad hopped on right at the end, and he asked like, why is there this little red guy in there? Why is there this little red one in there? Like, what's going on with that? And I was like, well, it's because they did all the clusters, but it was in the high dimensional space, and then they squished it down. And when they squished it down, he was in the red cluster because that was the closest part.
Right. So
But is it?
it's kind of like in a three-dimensional space, he would have been
Mhm.
hovering over another category, but still connected
Mhm.
strongly with another one, right?
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
It's
Yep.
too bad that you can't, that he doesn't have, and I can't believe I'm critiquing this. This is so wrong. But it's too bad you can't move it three-dimensionally.
Yeah. That's exactly what Chad said.
I didn't
He's
get to the end where Chad jumped on because
yeah.
just because I wanted to get on with you and actually
Sure.
talk to you about it.
Yeah. That was that's exactly what he said, to kind of get all look at it from all the angles. And isn't
Yeah,
that like
go ahead.
so funny? That's such a TLC thing, like
Well, I mean, it's not, it's just because, we're all about understanding, right? I
Mhm.
mean, and yeah, and I mean, it's funny because I was thinking about like the color clusters, and I'm like, oh, I can see people having a problem with being grouped in with certain people. And I'm like, actually, let's say you're in a category that you don't think you associate as much with.
Mhm.
But in reality, it's kind of it's an opportunity to lean into that grouping,
Mhm.
because even though you don't necessarily directly identify with them, you clearly are able to communicate in a similar language
Mhm.
to those people.
Mhm.
So it's going to be a little easier potentially to have dialogue, I think, in those spaces.
Yeah.
Potentially. So if you're going out of your color, you have to kind of be aware, okay, there's a different language going on, right? Or different language being used doesn't mean it's incomprehensible.
Mm-hmm. There. I didn't know why I just didn't bring it up fully. There you go. Yeah. And I think there's an interesting aspect of what you were talking about too is I know Claire left a comment as something with like she's in the part with like Federici and those people and the
That
young
makes
Levite.
perfect sense to me.
And it's not because the algorithm isn't picking up like this is a type of algorithm. What the k-means cluster is a computer algorithm that clusters things together. And so it's not algoism and like the YouTube algorithm or the LLM algorithm. It's a different type. Like within machine learning, that's just what you call the stuff the mathematical equation that you give data into, and it will spit you out a result that you could use. And so they're all called algorithms. And so this machine learning algorithm, what it's picking up on is that they're using similar words. Now, she's actually a lot of times kind of in an antithesis position of them. And so it's picking up on that though, because for them to be in antithetical positions, they're going to be using the same words. They're going to be talking about the same topics. They're going to be coming at it from a linguistic center point to be in opposition to each other. And so that's what it's picking up on is that they're there in this dialogue, even though they're different. And so, if we were, if you and I both were doing a lot of football stuff and I like the 49ers and our hated rivals are Seattle or, LA Rams, and say you were one of those fans and we were like bitter rivals or like, right? We'd be in antithesis to each other, but we'd still be talking football talk, and so the algorithm would pick that up. And
Yeah,
so,
well, like even if, like you just said, if you have a rivalry, right? And I'm a Dolphins fan and I have a different rivalry, they're going to group the two rivals closer together because they're talking about the same players, the same people in their conference, whatever. Yeah, I get you. I'm tracking.
and then all the football fans are going to be grouped together as well, as opposed to other fans of underwater basket weaving, which is very good. I'm nothing against that. It's okay.
So, you know what I was when I first was playing with the graph, I was worried. I didn't want to. I kept feeling like if I did something to the bars, that I was going to mess up things. Like I was going to skew things in a distorted way.
Yeah.
But it
You don't
just
have to worry
says
about that.
it says the same thing. It just displays it in a different way. Is that the basic?
So I was thinking about that too, and it says it. Sometimes it's doing that. Sometimes that's what's going on. Just displaying it indifferently. So if I lower this all the way back down and I raise this all the way back up, like this is kind of the original-ish graph. I turn the physics on. So I think physics, when it says that, it's naturally, there's no pop-up here, it is. More negative equals stronger, all pairs repulsion, community internal edges fold their nodes together while non-edged pairs drift apart, separating communities visually. So if you hover over something, it will give an explanation of what it is.
Well, let me
Um,
ask you this, just to see if I'm tracking. So, like for instance, with the physics, if you increase the strength of the gravity pull,
mhm,
it's going to cluster so close you can't see it. So as you're pulling away, you still can see that there was a stronger connection and pull, but now you're spreading it out farther so you can see it. Is that
mhm.
correct?
That's my understanding. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then there's a repulsive pull. And so naturally ones that have stronger pulls to each other are gonna still be able to resist that. So it's almost like an anti-gravity pushing them away. And then the connections are helping hold them together. That's how I read it. Because it's like because gravity is a negative number. So central pull. I haven't played that one doesn't do much with it. Spring length. That one does all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I think what Chad was asking about would be kind of interesting because if you're seeing what you're seeing on a two-dimensional level, but if I were to twist this 90 degrees so I could see this now from the side and do the same spring action, I might be able to identify something more significant
Mhm.
in what's happening with a particular channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's this fun little connection between Upcycle and Jordan Hall. Look at that. Look at you, Ups. Ups has a lot of good connections.
Yeah, he is so hospitable and he is just very open
Mhm.
with his communication with people. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to
Mhm.
talk with him on Tuesday,
Oh, nice.
but I'm not going to do it live. I'm just going to do it on the side, and then I'll post it because
Mhm.
um, yeah, I don't because if it does, let's say hypothetically, run into extra time, I don't want to, you know, I don't want people to feel torn between seeing Chris Howard or something like that.
Mhm. Yeah. 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 So, are you a Miami fan? Dolphins fan?
I am. So
I'm sorry.
we're 80s rivals.
Yeah. 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 Dan Marino.
You know, he's still the best.
Um.
He's the best quarterback. You know it. Montana was good, but you know. And
uh,
then you'd always have that guy chiming in from the sidelines going, "But does he have a Super Bowl?"
yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, brother, I know the arguments.
Morning. Morning.
Miss B.
It's me. We gotta. Yeah, I'll show you. She released a puppy, a puppy one.
Yeah, that was cool.
Let's look at that puppy one. I'm gonna try to find that puppy. Where's that?
It
'Cause
was
he's
funny because when I read the title, I'm like, "Is she getting drunk?"
Here we go. There we go. Puppy. Oh, cute. Cute puppy.
Yeah,
So
she
he's
looks
a
young. He looks young.
yeah, yeah. How old's the puppy? We'll see. She'll respond. So yeah. I wonder what breeds the puppy. It looks like it's got a little bit of 6 years. Wow.
Oh man,
Spry. He's
yeah.
spry. He looks like Falcor. Who's Falcor? Yeah. Yeah, he's spry. 6 years. Look at that. Prime of his life. Sniff nose. It's gonna go pee here.
Lab,
Does it?
Golden, and Chow.
Oh, okay. That explains the tail. I was
Yeah,
wondering where that tail came from. That's the
yeah,
chow. There
yeah.
you go.
That's a good mix-up.
Yeah, yeah. Is his tongue speckled? I wonder if his tongue's speckled. Some of
It's
those.
it's funny. I learned a long time ago, never go full Chow.
Mhm. Yeah, we had a chow. I had a chow growing up, and he was a really good dog. He was strangely enough claustrophobic, so he
Yeah, I don't think that's as unusual as you making it sound, because they have these weird tendencies to these defensive mechanisms that come out of nowhere.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say it's like a Dalmatian, that
Hmm.
unpredictable, but um, yeah, when I was dating one of my first real girlfriends, her sister was dog sitting, and the dog bit her in the face, and I was like, "What?" I mean, I've always seen chows. They were never on my radar, and it wasn't just this chow. It turned out I like looked into it, and it was crazy. But to have a mixture is such a, I think, an important thing with some of these dogs.
Hmm. Hmm. Says he's smart, but almost too smart. Knows what I'm asking him and decides if he wants to do it or not, and not food motivated. That's tough when they're not food motivated. That makes things so much tougher. He has a nice big purple spot on his tongue. Yeah, that's the chow. Yeah. Yeah, I heard, chows, when we got them, that's what we heard from a lot of people afterwards, is that they could be pretty defensive and stuff. And so they can be good with the family, but anybody outside the family, you never know how they're going to react and stuff. So it was weird. My dad, for, chow lived 10, 12 years or whatever. And for the majority of that time, um, early on when we got him, the neighbor lady complained because he was claustrophobic. He actually kind of preferred to be outside sometimes to be cooler, especially in the night in the valley. And so we put him outside at night so he could be cool and sleep. And then the neighbor lady started complaining to us that he was barking early in the morning and waking him up. And so for as long as I can remember, my dad was getting up around 4:30 around this time and letting him in. And then my dad would start his morning just because he had already gotten up. And then after he passed, the lady came back and saw my dad on a walk or something and said, "Hey, you're the neighbor that's kitty corner from my house. Your dog's barking again and waking me up in the morning." And he turns to her and he's like, "The dog's been dead for over 6 months. It's not my dog."
That's funny.
So, so he'd been,
People want to target.
yeah, so he had been doing this for 10 odd years or so, getting up early without, when he didn't need to. And he didn't know that because he was trying to help this neighbor. And it turned out she was wrong. So I feel like there's a lesson and a moral in there. But
Yeah, but it's funny. I think just the simple act of doing something for someone else, maybe even without them knowing what you're doing for them, you know,
mm-hmm,
it teaches things. Like it even taught you things, right?
mm-hmm,
Just something like that that you can remember. I think those things. There's just you can't put a quantifying number on it,
mm-hmm.
on the impact it has.
Yeah. And so then my dad started waking me up early, and then we'd start like probably around sixth grade. We started certain times of the year we'd get up and go work out or practice football or whatever. And so that always got me. Now I can get up early. So because of our the incorrect assumption from our neighbor lady that our dog was barking, I'm now a morning person.
Might be a little more than that, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh, that's awesome.
Life's crazy like that. It's crazy. So yeah. Any we got a few more minutes. Any final thoughts on your stream yesterday or 2 days ago?
Nope, I'm leaving that right where it is.
Didn't know if you wanted to open Pandora's box again.
Nope. It's funny, like kicking things. I mean, whatever. I just kicked it over, I guess, the can, and it wasn't, obviously intentional, and
Right.
so, but it sparked some dialogue, and I think that's important. And um, yeah, so I figured I wasn't even going to come on this morning or next couple of days just because but this is just too fascinating to me, and I wanted to give you praise for just putting in some work on explaining it to the average idiot like me. Um, um, so yeah, I just figured I'd let some time go by.
Yeah. And B appreciates your discussion. She says, "I appreciate you bringing up the ideas, Brett. I've learned a lot." So there you go.
Well, I think what's great about what we're all doing is we're all learning, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't know anywhere near what I want to know, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I have it all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it is kind of me um, trying to bring things up that I struggle with, and why I sit where I sit on an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if there is any of us, and this includes me, that's entering dangerous territory. And I think what I mean by danger is like how we were looking at the clusters. I mean, if we saw one of those channels going off into the abyss, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it would be like, wouldn't we want to find out why they're going so, you know, off into the abyss? Like
Come
bring
back,
that.
Ron. Come back,
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah. I mean, and it doesn't, it might not mean anything, but, hey, let's just, hey, where are you headed?
Mm-hmm.
And why are you going this direction? And, you're just trying to look for that 1 in 99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I learned so much from being in this community, and I love being on in the screen because it allows me to enter into that dialogue to be a part of it. But at the same time, like when there's like multiple people on and they're talking and they're doing stuff, I love to just listen. I love to just sit and listen. So
I'm horrible at that. That's why if you do see me quiet, most times I think it's me trying to active listen, because I
mhm,
always want to ask the next question, or always want to interject, or maybe just, say what I'm thinking or my opinion. So it,
mhm.
it is hard for me to, but the more comfortable I am with people, I am obviously a little more gabby.
Yeah, yeah. This will be we'll each have a last thought. I'll give one, and then you have one more, and then we'll get going because it's
I'm good.
5:31.
I'm good. You finish us.
Uh, I realized the other day, like I'm not I didn't realize this. I'm an introvert. I'm a huge introvert. But at the same time, I love doing life around people. And like I don't like doing things. I'll do anything. I'll muck poo poo and things like that, or whatever. Whatever the worst things you could think of is what if I'm doing it with other people. But if I'm not doing it with other people, I'm gonna be the laziest rock ever. So I'm an introvert that needs other people.
It's well said.
All right. Have a great morning. See you over, Chris.
See you, buddy.